Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours. Happy solstice. Say happy solstice, everybody.
Happy
Happy
solstice,
solstice,
everybody.
everybody.
Happy
Yay!
solstice.
Happy solstice.
There we go. Have you ever felt the air charge with life? Well, today is that kind of day. It's been hot all day. It's been that kind of summer day where you want to run barefoot through the grass, where you want to kiss your lover as she lays there, her hair splaying upon the ground, panting. It's been the day where the impossible becomes possible simply because you wish it to be. It's been one of those days. And now, even though the light of the sun is gone, tonight will be the shortest night of the year. The energy in the world is almost pent up like a bottle, like a champagne bottle about to pop. You all find yourselves You all find yourselves in your homes, in bars, in restaurants, wherever you would be. And yet, the world outside is just so big. It's so filled with life and it's so filled with color. It feels as if anything could happen. It feels as if the possibilities are endless. Many of you will walk outside just to breathe the air, just to be outside, to feel the wind upon your face, perhaps even to dance where there is nowhere to dance, save the concrete, the pavement. However, as you go outside, you will see a sight that you never dreamed of. Now, above the horizon, taller than the tallest steeple, higher than the highest high rise, you will see a shimmering glow of golden light punching through the night sky, as if illuminated by 10,000 candles, banishing the darkness as if via a new dawn. The people of the world seem entirely oblivious to this, seem entirely oblivious to the spectacle that goes on right in front of their eyes. They don't seem to notice, they don't seem to see. Many of them, frankly, even if they could, probably wouldn't care. And then, in that moment, in the final exaltation, as the clock ticks down to sunset, drinking in the last of the sun's rays, towering over the city, almost holding up the sky, you will see this.
Oh my.
Energy leaps through the air. It is as if you are infused with the very nature of the being of the world. All of you will have your quintessence pools, willpower, and health levels immediately refilled as this surge of energy washes over you. It feels like a storybook. It feels like how magic should be. It feels like a shard of an era long since forgotten. It feels like mystery and mysticism. In many ways, to some of you, it almost feels like home. And the tree will stay there, drinking in the last of the light of the evening, high above the city, towering over it, almost as if it is holding up the sky. Do what you will.
I'm going to look at this giant tree and get close to it because curiosity.
Okay.
Same. Lottie's gonna kind of lurk closer, kind of skirting around it, spiraling towards it.
When I say, for the record, this tree is large, I mean the trunk is 5 miles in diameter.
Okay, not spiraling, but like moving around it. Towards the side, maybe. Going in a direction.
Holy shit. Glasper will just stop, take out his backpack, move around his latest invention, move the coffee thermos, bring out the drone, put it online, and he will send the drone to one side and he will go walking the other to see
Does-
how large is this shit.
I have to ask a very specific question. Who here has a mind shield with 25 or above successes?
That's a big pass.
Ha!
That's a big ball. No. No.
Funny.
Just no.
One day,
Shake
huh? Goals.
Nah. Thank you. You've established a threshold now. I understand what's
shit.
going to happen.
You
I was
funny.
gonna
You
say.
think you funny.
You will all hear, come, let me see what is youth now. Let
So-
me see what is truth now. The voice sounds very, very pleasant. It sounds welcoming and it sounds inviting. You can even taste its resonance as it speaks. Ancient power almost beyond words.
I'll tell you what, Morgan wakes up feeling a lot better than when she went to sleep.
So, Colin's sitting behind Morgan and Callie at the edge of the river Lefe. We'll just kind of reach over to the both of them and kind of shake them both by their shoulders ever so slightly to wake them up, get them moving, and then when their eyes start to flutter and they come back to conscious, he's just going to point with his cane ever so. The fuck is that? Pointing
Callie
at the
just-
big ass tree.
Callie starts to giggle. It's the world tree.
He flips his cane back, kind of rests it on his shoulder. He goes, "Well, that's fun and exciting."
She
You'll
begins to
feel
just,
an echo. Hi, World Tree! From the distance, as Lottie's just keep on walking.
And from the distance, you might get a hello us back.
Yeah,
Derby.
I imagine that Morgan's going to be trying to match Callie for enthusiasm.
yeah, boom. She just takes off like a fucking bullet.
Yep. Morgan literally only pauses long enough to stoop as she takes the first couple steps, snagging up, not her shoes, fuck her shoes, they can stay by the bonfire, but snagging up the pelt to shrug around her waist and try to re-secure and whipping the chain of the spearhead back over her neck. And yeah, taking off full bore, barefoot.
Collins, being the
Callie.
responsible one, is gonna stand up, smother the fire,
Oh, you.
put his shoulder pack back on, and follow while nibbling on a spice cake.
Callie unleashes the hound himself out of the bag and is running at full speed.
Yes, let me alone, that bastard!
And just kind of like he blinks for a hot second and was like, "She ain't kidding." Well, fuck. And then just ever so slightly behind his head, light bulb.
Okay, so we know what some of you are doing. What is Kevin doing?
Well, Kevin, for the majority of his day-to-day, had been engaged in a debate with the floor manager at the Temple of a Thousand Happinesses about the wisdom of plausibly moving seafood night to Thursday.
What are you
Not out
talking
of
about?
any-
It has to be Tuesday! You foolish! You silly!
God, I've had it. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And he walks
How are you
out.
supposed to get fresh seafood on Thursday when boat comes in Monday, silly man?
I'm fucking done. And he walks out of fucking the temple. The entire thing free happens.
You fucking stupid! You're so stupid!
Did you really?
And the voice enters his mind, and he just says, "I gave up dying of liver failure for this. Okay, let's climb a tree."
Imbic, what's going on?
Okay, and what about Marcus? What's Owen doing in the face of Hornelly Tree?
Oh, Nelly.
Owen look. Owen looks at the big giant tree. He grabs Jackie's knife, sticks it in his back pocket, puts on a very nice suit, stores his pistol.
I mean, does he own a suit? Does he own a suit that's not very nice? I mean,
okay, admittedly, no, he doesn't. But hey, that gives me bonuses, dice to social rolls. Leave me alone.
that's fair. He is dressed very nice.
I love the hot couture rules.
As you approach the tree, you'll see that it's curling around what would normally be the, or it has completely. You're not sure if it's demolished or if the Irish Botanical Gardens were moved. Either one or the other. As you become vehemently aware that there is a large amount of eyes upon you, you see huge, and I mean absolutely, as in they stand approximately 7 foot at the shoulder, which will give you an idea, deer looking at you.
Glaspa will just look at the deer, command the drone to go back into the backpack, and just wave at the deer. Hi.
One of the
Waves as
deer
well.
who does indeed have the markings that he is pictured with strides forward. He appears to be sniffing the air.
If he's smelling near Glasgow, he will smell of coffee and oil.
For the record, for those of you who have, would anyone like to make me an intelligence academics roll?
Oh, yes, yes, I would. I would like to do this.
Sure.
Would you allow an intelligence plus esoterica in theology if you were like of Celtic stuff?
No, because this is actually an academic point that I'm having to roll.
What difficulty, Evan?
Difficulty 7.
If the intelligence specialty sharp mind comes into play.
Sorry, continue with what you're saying, dude.
If I have the intelligence specialty sharp mind, if that comes into play, if so, I get a success then.
Okay.
I go with 2.
If you get a single success, you will more than likely know this, as we're very proud of them in this country.
3 success.
I get nothing.
Okay. For those of you who succeeded, the Irish elk has been extinct for approximately 7,700 years. However, one of them is clearly standing right in front of you. He looks so majestic.
It's a big deal.
Picks up the Warhound of Dread and puts her on her shoulder. You know.
She'll look at the glass ball. Do we touch the deer?
He will look and see the mages at his eyes and goes like, yeah, that sure, touch the deer.
Morgan,
We should touch
Morgan
the deer. Touching the deer.
The deer will immediately back off if Lottie attempts to touch him.
Yeah.
I know. And he will bring a couple of cookies from his backpack that we're going to be drink and eating with the coffee. So he offers a cookie to the deer.
The
Lottie
deer,
will take out
the deer
apple
ruffles.
biscuits.
The deer ruffles its nose.
Apple biscuits.
Stop.
Morgan ruins the moment.
Stop startling the deer. She'll turn to the two. She'll say quite sternly then, stop startling the deer.
Okay.
Aw,
Is
but
he
they're
the
so
biggest?
cool.
Is he the biggest big deer?
He is the biggest big deer, and he's kind of trying to get to Morgan, but people keep trying to pet him.
Yeah, it's okay because Morgan ruins the moment by like continuing to go full tilt all the way up to the deer. She'll fling out the arms and like lunge up and grab him around the neck in a hug.
The deer kind of lowers its head, and you can see it shake its head. It has huge antlers. Holy Nelly, those antlers. But it's very, very
So
gentle.
impressive. So impressive.
That's your deer, Morgan?
Collins finally approaches, and there's the smell of tobacco and spices and rum. And
Lottie
coffee?
smells of apples and bowling ball polish.
As he is. And he is munching on a wedge of spice cake.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
The
lie,
deer-
Morgan probably smells 98% like the river at this point.
The deer kind of ruffles its head again. It says, Morgan.
And yeah, she'll go from hugging him around the giant neck to reaching up and like scratching up, kind of scruffing her fingers up under his cheeks and chin. There, see, you were right.
It will nuzzle into her hand before it will straighten itself up. And will kind of look at the others. Like, as in, you can tell it's kind of looking at Morgan and then looking at... The deer is clearly human levels of intelligent. So that's why you think when you were trying to force food at it, it got offended.
Oh.
He looks down at Morgan, and clearly talking he can do, but it's an effort, which is why he doesn't really form full sentences. And he says, Morgan, friends.
I mean, she'll take advantage of the opportunity. And glance over to the two she was hanging out with all of a moment ago, initially. Kind of beckon them over.
Picks up the Dreadwolf, keeps a hold of him tightly.
And
Walking over.
Walking forwards.
Collins will be directly behind Callie at this point.
It will lean down with its massive nostrils, and it will sniff Callie like...
She smells of water, but the left side of her doesn't smell of anything. It almost smells like she's dead.
Mm-hmm. And it will then... Collins.
Collins smells of, since this thing has probably super acute senses, a cherry Danish coffee cake, rum, tobacco, some vanilla, allspice, cinnamon, cardamom,
Okay.
and that's it.
It will then kind of lower its head, almost as if it's bowing to the two of you.
She'll bow back.
And he will take off his hat and he will bow. He will flourish.
It then kind of gets down on its haunches, really hunkers down on its legs, so that its body is pressed against the tarmac.
And Morgan pitches a glance to the other two and pops that familiar toothy smile.
Oh boy.
And hooks a leg over his back, puts out a hand, because let's face it, he's big enough to carry several people.
Come on, Fenrir, come on. Up on the shoulders, she's walking over towards the deer.
I mean, not even I could eat all that.
Eventually you can, eventually. She says, smiling as she's climbing on.
Collins too gets a hand pulled out to him.
And he will hop on up.
It will stand up as if you guys weigh nothing, because holy crap! I looked up how much in theory these things could lift. Holy crap! But it will turn around and it'll start walking towards the tree. You guys get the distinct impression you're not invited. You don't have deer riding privileges.
Yep. Gillespie will just shrug, open
So will
the
Lottie.
coffee flask, and start moving forward while chugging.
She'll even
Lottie will
beckon to the
offer
rest.
him the apple biscuit. Do you want it instead? These are pretty good.
Oh, nom 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 nom.
There you
tell
go.
you what,
Someone who appreciates apple.
I need to go and get a drink, so can other people bring Anthony up to speed on what's happening in the scene so I can include him when I get back, and we'll do that plan.
Scene. Giant fucking tree. Scene.
So,
Giant fucking deer.
so as the last rays of the solstice sun smashed behind the horizon, we were all invigorated, willpower quint, health levels, all the good stuff refreshed. And then this tree appeared, standing, holding up the heavens. Its trunk, 5 miles round. Its root system spreading. Yes. And we have come upon the tree.
There's the
And-
point that sleepers do not seem to be aware of the tree. They're not
Yes.
responding to it at all. And there was a voice that hit everyone's mind, I think.
Yes. Everyone's mind. Unless you have a 25 success or better mind shield. You get a come show me youth, come show me something else. Essentially the youth of today.
Okie dokie.
So that
Alright.
has been caught up.
I returned just in time, apparently. Okay. So the deer carrying the 3 people on its back will walk through the herd of deer, for there are about 2 dozen or so of them, though the others appear to be much more skittish and don't really want to come towards you. So as you V-line through them, they'll clear you a path. Until you come to just under the tree proper. And when you do, you will see a huge, long feasting table has been set up. Another very important point. This will be very disturbing for some of you. While you are in the light of the tree, aka while you are here, any physical or mental disadvantages that you may have cease to exist.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
It will literally be as if they melt away.
Noted.
Does that include
make a
weird
willpower
traits and
roll.
whatnot?
Yes. No,
Oh.
no. Yours will stay because yours exists
Okay.
for a very specific reason.
Okay.
But in general, yes, anything that your scarification, for example, yes, will go.
What about my mark of favor? Will that disappear as well?
No, the mark of favor remains, just the negative side of it leaves, so your face will appear entirely normal.
Okay. Oh, I got to make a willpower roll.
To be fair, at least the part on your face you may not initially be aware is gone.
I just have it ready for when someone points
Oh
it
boy.
out to her.
Okay. Just a brief note for you all. As I said, that is indeed the case. You will feel more alive here than you have ever felt as these illnesses, these deformities, these pains wash away. There will be no pain here. You cannot feel that level of discomfort. Anything that would cause you pain ceases to be.
Evan, can you
Yes.
use that chat?
Okay. If you try to cut yourself, you will be immediately healed.
That's annoying.
Yes. As I said, you will find a long feasting table that is, you would guess, about 100 or so paces long. That is laden with food of every kind, but mostly food that you would think of as in food from a bygone era. So there are vast roasted effigies of meat. There are spring vegetables that appear to be made in the old traditional way. There are steins of mead and decanters and barrels of wine. And there is sweet music playing. As all around you, spectral figures and beings appear to be made entirely of nature seem to dance with one another. Merry dances, old dances, as if celebrating the new and mourning the old. As you approach the table, Thalmuth, who is the name of the deer, because he has a name, will sink down once again, so he presses himself down so that you can dismount him.
And yeah. Morgan will hop right off. Reaching over as she does so, she strides by his head to kind of stroke his muzzle, and will actually, if he does it close enough to the table, will go so far as to snag one of the trifles and offer it to him while he's down where he can reach it.
Trifle. As you place the trifle down, he will give a single nod of approval. Like, yes. Yes, there's a trifle. All right. So
He will get off the deer.
And I imagine turning around is when she'll get an eye full of Callie, who is gone from App 1 to App 4 in record time. And blink. She never stared before. She's staring now.
Blink, blink.
The wood, what are you looking at? She's like fixing her belt and all that. She's climbing down, probably catching the familiar in her hand and all that.
Awkward face intensifies. She just kind of reaches up and touches her own cheek like the monkey see, monkey do hope, like, boop.
Wait, what?
See if she basically like is looking at her like, you got a little and just like reaches up, kind of touches her own cheek. Like maybe you should, like, it's kind of like that you've got something on your face gesture.
Slowly reaches her hand up, touches the side of her face and feels really strange.
There's Kashgarty, no scar tissue there.
Okay. Gotta make this roll. Jesus. Closes her eyes a bit. Like her hands start to tremor slightly. Touches her face about 5, 6, 7 more times. Did you do something?
There's just a mild head shake and then kind of a glance over her shoulder at the tree. Like, I mean, it wasn't me.
So, rubbing your she's walking, rubbing the side of her face, walking, like pushing past you guys, almost making a beelining towards that tree.
In order to
Someone's very happy.
Oh, hang on. People have arrived home from the
We're
airport.
very worried.
People have arrived home from the airport, so I better go and greet them. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Socialize. Do it. Or don't. Just sit in silence. That's cool too.
Collins will look over at Morgan. Should we follow?
I don't know. She seems very, very eager to get to the base of the tree.
I mean, it's not like there's anything there that's gonna hurt her.
Anyone has the
We're not sure if
slightest
the
idea?
eagerness is positive or not, though.
Anyone has the slightest idea of where we are, when we are, how we are?
All I know is weird shit happens on Solstice.
A shrug. Don't know.
Come on. I mean, we might as well go deeper into the tree.
Oh boy.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yep. He will take another swig of coffee. Let's go. Let's go.
And yeah, for what it's worth, Morgan doesn't hesitate to like snag something off the table as she goes.
You sure that's how you're supposed to do that, then?
We'll say ends up with like some candied pecans or something. Ends up with a bowl of them, and as she's walking, pops one in her mouth, glancing back. What, are you scared? Grin.
No, not scared, but there's all kinds of rules and hospitality things. So you got to be careful.
I'm not worried.
Reasons why Lottie is not touching the food, just in case.
You
Well,
seem
I
to
mean,
what's
you're feeling
etiquette?
confident. You go right ahead and do whatever you want. I'm not gonna do it. I was just voicing why I was trepidatious about it.
It's a nod of acceptance.
You
We
seem
should
to
have.
know a lot. What's proper etiquette?
Well, it depends. You say we don't know who the governor is now, do we? If it's one bloke, it's one thing. If it's another, it's another.
He invited us. Why wouldn't we be able
Yeah,
to
he,
partake?
I invited you. That's what he did.
Oh,
He's
you
the only
didn't hear
name
it
he-
then. Piers.
I heard something that was a thing that could have been an invitation, but I don't know what it was now, do I?
She shrugs. Suit yourself.
We're not sure how many voices are here, or beings.
Beings.
Sorry.
She kind of glances around. Many.
Of the
I just
ones who speak into your head.
Pretty sure it's just him.
You're lying, my China, that not everybody has that same connection that you do, and that everybody's able to get away with the things you are. So you go ahead and you do you. The rest of us are going to use our bloody heads. I hope you're all right with that.
Hey, Morgan. I'm going to go with you, and he strides near Morgan.
Snickers. And just because it's been a point of contention now, offers him one of the candied nuts out of the bowl.
Nom 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 nom. He just
Well, we
grabs
at least
it
have a
and
test
looks at
subject if things go wrong.
at the rest of the group. Nom nom. Oh, this is so good.
I know, right?
And he
He's
looks at the rest of
For the
it,
record,
takes a swig of coffee. Oh yes.
what is he
What-
eating?
Morgan snagged a bowl of like candied nuts off the table as they were walking past following Callie.
You'll
Pop-
see a woman step forward and bow deeply. She's the same
Oh.
woman who's pictured here, and she'll say, in Irish, because she she doesn't speak English, she'll say, "Oh, don't you know that it's bad luck to take food from the fairies?"
Shrug.
Does anyone here speak Irish? Except for
I don't.
Consider there to be a running translation.
Does anyone actually speak Irish, though? That might be important.
I do, which is why I said there would be a running translation.
Oh,
Guys,
by the way,
okay.
for Glassball, an important note for you: the internet doesn't exist here.
And he attempts to, get his cell phone, brings it up, and he goes like, no coverture. Huh. And everyone can see how he was so happy. His colors, the smile, and then he goes gray and goes like, oh boy, and he puts the cell phone away.
And
Does the trinary not work?
Nothing that is based. Your computers still work, but nothing that is based on an internet signal functions here. Also, if you try to take a picture of anything, let me know. Hilarity moments here.
Nope.
For what it's worth, after the shrug, Morgan will dip into a bow. Seems rude to be given hospitality and refuse to properly express it.
I'm merely joking. It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Highness, she'll say with a deeper bow.
Royalty, huh? And Lottie will give Morgan a eyebrow quirk.
What is she saying?
Again, I presume running translation.
The Collins will just walk behind Morgan, kind of keep on the direction towards where Callie went. Just passes a hand along the mid of her back. I'm going after her. I'll be back.
She gives a small nod, like, yes, please do that.
And
Okay.
heading over towards Callie and starting to make the quickness.
Okay. At this point, kids, you will see a figure physically descend, as in he's floating in midair, his arms on either side of him as he descends down the length of the tree. He is dressed in a green robe that covers his entire body, that even has small tree accoutrements.
Oh.
Ooh.
Morgan knows what I'm talking about.
I do. He's got tree parts. It's kind of weird.
Until the point when he reaches the ground, when his feet touch the ground, aka not directly connected to the tree whatsoever, you will see an incisive shift. As in, it is almost as if the green robe that he wears explodes into a sequence of green butterflies that cascade from his form, leaving this in its place. Staff included.
With the mana worm?
Let's go with no.
Okay.
You'll see him take a deep breath, like inhalating his lungs, and he holds it for a moment, his eyes closed, before he allows it to escape his lips. I don't know why, but I think Callie might be about to punch him in the face.
It's a distinct possibility.
I mean, she stops in front of him. She doesn't just like walk up and just bam, and then keep walking. No, she stops. She stops.
He looks
Stares,
expectantly at her.
Collins.
He looks expectantly at her to speak.
The bow and all that, like, should be quite courteous, but like if he starts prattling along in Irish, she's gonna stare at him blankly and prattle back in Norse essentially.
He's not talking.
She would bow and anyway, and to kind of look back and look over her shoulder at Morgan, like, you know, you're the Irish person thing, you know, it's that expression on her face.
She's like, go ahead, I'll translate.
Takes a deep breath as she kind of rubs the side of her face again. Callie Bjornsson, child of Hela. Conduit of Fenrir and Jorgamander. Verbena.
Oh, I see. He speaks in English.
She's like,
That
oh.
will make me work my eyebrow.
I'm not sure if Morgan has mentioned me.
Morgan has a decidedly mischievous look on her face. The answer is pretty obviously no.
Callie just nods. She didn't.
But Morgan just said she didn't.
I mean, she's mentioned it to Callie.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, she did.
He will say, I'm pleased to meet you, child. On this evening where all things are possible, when the world is born anew and we each drink in what is life in the moment of death.
She gives a smile and a nod. It's good to be whole again.
He will put a hand on her. He will put a hand out, and he'll put a hand on her chest, and he will say, "You were never broken. It is easy to contemplate these things. However, our imperfections, as well as our perfections, they merely make us who we are, making us whole."
Just nod.
I will put out, he has a very reassuring, if I was to describe his resonance to you, along with ancient power, it's also almost like a teacher. He has a very teacherish aura, like as in, you know, I will teach you how to solve your problems, children.
She seems to relax at that. Just seems a bit more comfortable in herself and just nods slowly. Smiling.
He will walk forward, leaning on his staff, and he will walk to Morgan, and he will say, I see it is that the world's changed again since last I saw it.
Are you at
It
least
is.
seeing it once a year?
He will shake his head. No, I'm not blessed in that regard. Once every 100 would be more correct.
The eyebrows kind of pop up. A lot changes in a century.
Once
You
every
guys
100 years.
He's speaking English, right?
Yes.
Excuse me. It's a bunch of other folks sitting around the table that don't understand what the hell's going on here. So if you could explain it and make it so that we're not all ignorant savages, that would be wonderful.
Glasper will just facepalm at this.
My
He does put
apologies.
it eloquently.
My apologies. You are my guests. Of course. Once a century, the tree of Kalhaya, my home, must drink deeply as the world dies and is born again. The cycle, after all. And so it is that this night it does so. It also frees me from my shackles and frees me from my bonds as both our realms become intertwined again, even though it's been some time since Kalhaya was created. So it is that I am free once a year to walk among the world. And I wish to see the youth of today. I wish to see you all.
What name do you give?
I am the keeper.
Nice to meet you. Waves.
A pleasure.
Collins will just smile and nod his head.
In a time very...
I can't say that C word, so you need to say it for me.
What C word?
The curb. I can't say that word.
Cronanos?
No, the Karuganek, the group he belongs to.
Oh, I have to see it again. It's like the Krogla.
Where are we? Where are we?
It's the
Croconin.
it's the fucking,
Croconin.
yeah.
Croconin.
He is correct.
He is. Of them.
You were priests long ago. It is a name that I know. He will walk towards the table and he will sit down, and as he does so, a chair made from the roots of the ground upon which he stands forms underneath him, twists and narrows itself until it forms a very comfortable seating chair with a high back that he sits in. He also plants the staff in the ground, and a series of roots clasp it till it stands upright.
Can I make a charisma plus etiquette roll and not look like an ass?
Yes. As a matter of fact, charisma etiquette rolls for all.
Oh Jesus!
Oh
Callie.
boy.
This is where this all goes hot.
Shit. Okay, good
So,
thing I have charisma 3, etiquette nothing.
So would charming count?
Yes.
Oh, I got 1 success and 2 dice. Yeah.
You're right.
Congratulations, Torna. You did not make an ass of yourself.
Oh, Callie's so happy.
Wait, all ye. Where does the rules channel? Because I've got 3 dice to throw at this. What's the difficulty?
6. Willpower is your friend.
Don't forget that plus
Yeah,
1 diff
you
if
know-
it's untrained.
You know what? I'll spend a willpower.
There we go.
Fine.
Yeah, you were kind enough to refill my cup, so I'll spill some.
The cup overfloweth.
And you
Must
know what?
share.
3
You got
successes.
Wow, you sit there prim and proper as if you were going for a meeting with the queen.
Yeah, it's almost like he lives in a house with Sideshow.
I mean, if you use the wrong chopsticks with Sideshow, he'll cut your hand off.
So
Exactly.
Collins gets 6 successes.
Oh my. Collins, you are, how to phrase this, the very epitome of a country gentleman.
You will pull out chairs for everybody.
So
Is
many
it straight
chairs.
charisma or charisma etiquette?
Charisma etiquette.
Everybody gets all the chairs.
Fingers
Everybody
crossed for that
gets-
charm specialty.
Gets chairs pushed in for them. People get napkins if available placed on laps.
Well, thank you, Collins.
Ooh,
You're quite a nice gentleman.
Colin's running the
Lottie does
assist.
not fail. Lottie
You
does
will
not
also-
fail. She's her
You will also
charming
at this
self.
point, you will also at this point notice 12 individuals step out of basically stained glass windows will form 6 on either side of the. Oh shit! I'm a fucking moron. Morgan,
Hmm?
this is the person in the dream.
I know.
Oh, you do? Hooray!
Wait. I mean, oh wait, which dream? Are there? Ugh.
The one that I wrote you on the.
Oh. Oh.
Mhm.
How fortuitous.
I had a brain moment there. I completely forgot to mention that. As I said, 6 stained glass windows will form on either side of the table proper, and then the stained glass within them will turn to dust as 6 figures who were pictured in the six windows step out of the windows and take their places at the table. They're
I got
all
like
dressed in.
willpower.
Beg your
Again. I got no successes, but yeah, willpower.
Yeah, willpower. You didn't make yourself look like an ass. So basically, 12 people will join the table who are all dressed in very, very medieval style clothing. They will all politely bow before taking their seat. They will bow first to the seated figure at the head of the table, then they will bow to you both collectively, and then they will take their seats. They all look different. They're all different ages. They're all men, however, of different ages and different physical builds.
Is there any chance that a roll could be made for, like, I don't know, are the stained glass pictures anything like images out of books, historical figures?
Not really. I mean, also, even if it was, interpretation is so weird. You can always talk to them and ask who they are.
Just madness.
I mean, yes.
Okay, that's my question. I'm good.
So basically, this figure is seated at the head of the table, with you guys kind of interspersed along its length.
What?
Somebody was asking me a question. What was I saying? Yes, sorry. You were all seated intermingled along the table with this person sitting at the head of the table. So if you want to talk to these people who appeared, you can do.
Oh god.
Glasper will
Well,
just
gonna
look
say
at
hi.
them, and if some of them look at them, he will go like, "They are fucking pretty, aren't they, Evan?"
Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Damn it!
Some of them are quite old. Some of them are older. Some of them are younger. One of them, 2 of them are very attractive.
Yeah, he will go like, "Hi, I'm Glasper. A pleasure."
It's very nice to meet you. He'll say in a very kind of he speaks English, but you can tell he listens to you speak, and then he kind of switches to the language. So he'll actually start by speaking much higher English or Old English, and then he'll switch to the correct version of English as he says, "It is very nice to meet you, Glasspaw. That is a very odd name, but I accept it and take it gladly."
Oh, okay. And he just smiles.
Callie does like the meek wave at one of them from across the table, like, hey. He's taking a drink.
You'll get a kind of a confused wave back, like.
Should we bought a,
Should you what, Marcus?
should we have bought a gift?
You don't think so? You were invited out of the blue.
Lottie's definitely gonna turn to the one next to him and be like, "Hello, I'm Lottie."
It is very nice to meet you, Miss Lottie. You're sitting next to one of the really pretty ones. So pretty.
Sweet.
Owen wants to be sitting next to the ugliest motherfucker here.
That's
Yes.
fine. He'll extend his hand and he'll say, "In exchange for your name, I'll give you mine. I'm called Galahad."
Pops another candied nut. This seems about right.
That's
Jinx will give a small smile, like a proper lady.
Hashtag proper lady.
Yep, hashtag. She just doesn't act like it, but because the previous thing, she has etiquette. She just chooses not to use it.
Miss, would you forgive me 1,000 times if I had to say, Miss Lottie, that I'm ever so grateful simply because of your face?
You are smooth. Very charming. Thank you. I will definitely forgive you.
Thank you, but it's how to express. We stand a vigil, and it is great. I am grateful to be able to be given a reprieve, especially to have the company of one so lovely.
The excursion here was a surprise, but one that is pleasant for myself and hopefully for my companions as well. We are interested to learn more, particularly about the history of one of our own, apparently.
Another one of the men will kind of lean back in his chair. He's the one sitting next to Marcus, and he'll say, "So, you appear to be a rather sturdy, strapping lad. I wonder, do you hold your drink as well as I think you do?"
start pouring.
That's what I like to hear. My name is Kay. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He'll extend the hand.
He clasps his hand. He doesn't shake his hand. He puts it like past the wrist and does that shake.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I'm on Kilkenny. You'll remember the name."
I'm sure that I will. After all, I remember the name of everyone I've put under the table after a few drinks.
Okay, my son, you just fighting words where I come from in London. Start pouring then.
He will smash his hand down at the table, and he will indeed start pouring.
Yay, matter 3.
Oh, let me know if you attempt to roll a spell in this particular surrounding.
Seems rude.
But yes, so these are the people sitting at the table. What kind of friendly conversation would you like to have?
Oh, Kylie asked him.
These guys are, come on. Like, it's just, come on.
I beg your pardon?
At this point, it's common sense. I mean, we know who these people are. I mean, do we do the thing?
No, you don't really need to do the thing.
Let the other people have their conversation.
Oh,
That's why they want to have a conversation with these new people. They're cool.
Well, I mean, I'm basically saying, what would you like to talk to them about? Because if I start poking conversation, it won't seem now.
I know Torna started to talk.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Wow, also there's like some major background noise coming from me, with like really weird background noise too.
I have no idea what it would be.
It's cool. Continue. As I said, ask them questions, talk to them, interact.
Callie slithers over like a snake to the one that waved at her. Like, I mean, she like slithers.
Oh God!
Oh yeah. No, she and she leans in and goes, "Hey," stares up at him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know your name.
I would suppose that to be because I didn't give it. But, young lady, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm called Bors.
Bors.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
You said
Yes.
background noise. Is that better?
Yes, it's better.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I
tell me
think
about
we can just literally hear everything you're doing, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, tell me about yourself, Boris.
Well, there's not really much to tell. What exactly would you like to know?
everything. Leans forward, like quite intensely. Tell me everything. Takes a sip of her wine.
He'll lean back in his chair and he'll say, well, it's been a long time since I had to tell anyone a story. So, let me think. Oftentimes, the most inalienable things become the most peculiar but possible. For example, just the eyes torn it, Jesus.
Oh my lord.
For example, what's the most wondrous thing you've ever seen?
To look down and smile. The first time I met Hal. And she touched my face. And told me and woke me up again.
I mean, that does sound incredible. I'm not going to lie. I was going to tell you about the time we had to beat off a whole host of angels to get to a very special cup, but I think that one's got me beat.
Just a little bit. Reaches up to slowly touch his face, like it's so perfectly chiseled.
I'm interested in this whole battling off. Did you say beating or battling?
Battling.
No, Collins says that in character. Nods. Yes. Very interested about this whole battling off angels thing.
Well, you see, it was one of the challenges after all. Well, how to phrase it? Myself. He'll denote another two individuals at the table. Galahad over there and Percival, he'll denote another. Had to go through a number of trials in order to get there and improve our worthiness, and unfortunately one of them was an entire cadre of angels who seemed hell-bent, if an angel could indeed be hell-bent, on stopping us. So, that needless to say involved some angelic fisticuffs until we managed to clobber our way to the Sacred Grail, at which point it was all smooth sailing from there.
Glasspaw will be hearing this, and he will start, trying to mix name and faces, and then he will look like at the first man, and he will go, he looks around very carefully. Are either King Arthur or Merlin around here?
Oh dear, you said the names.
Oh, he said the names because he is not smart.
Look left, look right,
Still eating
and then
candy.
finally look up.
All 12 figures immediately jump up and draw swords.
Oh God!
Some bitch.
Continues eating candy nuts.
Callie gives the glass paw. You did this. Look, you ruined this for me.
Jesus. Let him be like, no, wait, I want to hear the rest of the story. Damn it!
The glass paw just gets that stare, like you ruined this for me. I'm gonna get you. You did this. It's just this.
Glasspaw is looking at her and he smiles.
Is this before or after the sword goes through his face?
It's both. It's just
I'm going with after.
Oh God, Torna.
Oh no.
But Evan, currently, I do have me. Kane's got me in the headlock after I kicked him in the ball sack. So, like, is a sword arm interrupted?
That's entirely fair.
Just saying, that's one less sword. 11 swords and Owen in the headlock.
That is entirely canon. Yes.
That is.
Yep.
I like this. This is a good plan.
Yeah, just Glasspaw just gets that stare repeatedly, right to your soul.
But no, you will see the figure seated at the head of the table stand up, and he will simply say, he doesn't shout, he will just say, that is enough. I will not have the boy punished for his own ignorance. You will see the 12 figures. They don't appear to question the decision. They just sit down, though there were one or two looks at Glasspaw like,
There's some stink eye being thrown around. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, that's it. Someone looks like a tasty pincushion.
If he
Oh,
catches the stink eye, he will be like, sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to. We cool?
So now that the commotion has slowed down, I'm gonna look at this K. Owen.
Just in this.
Natsu Gray fight. What's going on over here?
As Owen attempts to break the headlock, Kay punches him twice straight in the face before Owen will manage to trip him up and kick him on the ground. That's how this is going.
That has got Colin's pretty much entire attention.
Looking down at the length of the table, you'll see the keeper pent his fingers together and he'll say, "It is my duty, my solemn and sacred duty, to protect something until such time the last member of our company returns. It is considered taboo, Mr. Glasspaw, to utter their name with such irreverence and ignorance.
Oh.
Please do not do so again."
Oh, no. I'm very sorry. It will not happen again, sir.
Good. I have no doubt of this. But yes, Boris has said, I have a weird question, Torda. Is this a flirting with him, or is it not?
This is totally like creepy. Like, I'm gonna just stare at you because you're too perfect flirting, and then I don't know what to do after that. So I'm just gonna keep staring and slither towards you. Flirting.
This is inept, over-the-top flirting, and it hurts me, but it's so good.
This is the person who's so used to being so horribly disfigured people wouldn't look at her. So now she's back to what she used to look like. So she's just like making the derpy noises as she's coming near him, essentially.
He'll reach up and he'll stroke some of the hair out of her face very deftly with the fingers of his hand.
It does the
Well, this is developed into, or this is descended into every single teen soap opera ever.
Yes. I'll pull up Colin's best new image right now. One moment.
I'm not gonna lie, Collins is watching a fight. Morgan is watching the most awkward flirting she has ever witnessed in her life. Like, this is beautiful. This is a train wreck and she can't look away.
Lottie just wants to know the rest of the story.
And this is Collins, right here.
All right. So, would any of the rest of you like to interact with any of them? Talk to them?
Nope.
Lottie kind of wants to know about that vigil. She wants to know what Galahad was talking about.
Real entertained about between this fight and Murder Snake Lady and Angel Man. It's just going back and forth, and it's just like, ooh, ah.
We stand vigil to answer your question, Miss Lottie, in order to protect the last remnant of our king that we have, until such time as he returns to claim it. It is our sworn duty.
Huh. It's really awesome.
He'll smile and he'll say, "We consider our words to be sacred. We swore that we would defend him unto our death, and now we will simply wait for his return. It is the way of things, I suppose."
And now she knows. Now back to the super awkward flirting.
Galahad's going to stand up, or not Galahad, Boris is going to stand up. He's going to kind of brush off his tunic. He's going to extend his hand to Callie. "Would you care to dance?"
I need a second to
Oh,
snap
lordy.
around and fucking dying. Yeah.
Yes. Do it.
Stands up like, yeah. And then like extends her hand.
So
He
check
will-
Mage chat for Colin's responses right now, because I found the best GIF.
So much tennis face.
He will lean down. Just add icing to this cake. He will lean down, take Callie's hand, but as he does so, he will kiss it just above the knuckle on her ring finger.
She starts to perspirate. She sweats.
Excellent. The two of them will walk into the dance floor.
Oh god.
All right. Hi, Torna. Hi, buddy.
Hey, you want me to roll this in? You want me to do
You want to
that?
roll me some next performance?
I don't got no performance. Are you ready for this shit?
Ships.
You can-
Ships.
You can roll athletics if you don't have performance.
No, I rolled the straight X. I failed. I have my derp dance going. I have the snake dance. It's the strangest thing you have ever seen.
No,
that's
as a matter of
wonderful.
fact, it's somewhat adorable. What happens is you stand up to dance, and as you begin to dance, you fall, but he catches you mid fall, and it's you laying parallel in his arms.
Jesus Christ. The big
Oh, Lordy.
that exact gif there, she perspirates like fucking intensely. Do you know what I mean? Like frozen in place. The big Nordic Viking woman is now like, oh,
Oh, Katie, stop shipping things.
Never.
Too late.
Okay, moving back. Does anyone else wish to interact or talk to anything or ask anything or do anything?
Collins is kind of entertained by this Kay and
Have I missed it?
Owen just bar fight, and just the headbutt, slam, random cursing. Just like, oh, this is entertaining.
Whoever. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Figure whoever is next to Morgan. I have no idea. I assume it was kind of interspersed between people. So whoever
Yours-
is.
Collins will sit next to him.
I was going
Huh?
to say you're seated with columns on one side. You're seated near the top of the table. So there's the keeper is right next to you. There's one of the figures who joined the table right across from you. Collins beside you, and somebody else beside Collins.
Then I guess to the one I'm facing because that is easiest. She'll finally surrender the bowl of candied pecans because I suppose sharing is a nice thing to do. And we'll return it to the table. In fact, nudging it over to where you can reach it. So are you awake the rest of the time?
What do you mean by awake, my lady?
You say you stand a vigil.
Yes.
Are you aware
Uh-huh.
as time passes?
Indeed. Every moment.
What do you see?
We stand where we guard. Our chapel in Calhia is where we guard what it is we must. That is where we stand our vigil. Save for this night where their world and our world becomes one. Well, the world we have adopted, rather, becomes one, and we are enabled our freedom for one night.
So you are always in Calhia.
Here's a nod.
There's the slight head tilt of like, damn, I missed some shit.
It's a very vast place.
And I look forward to seeing you again.
If you are able to find the chapel, you are more than welcome to be our guest.
I'll make a point of it.
Well, my manners. Terrible, I know. My apologies. My name is Gawain.
She will. Well, I suppose it's not polite to reach across the table, so she just kind of gives a light nod. Morgan.
I will pay genuine money just for somebody to ask where Mordred is. I will pay genuine money.
I mean, as long as they're not fucking likening me to Morgan Le Fay, I'm pretty happy, so. Watching
Define
you,
genuine
Innocent
money.
whistles.
Genuine money. I do like money.
Don't do it, motherfucker.
I also really like this character. So I
Especially
want
not until I find out if they're going to decide I'm fucking Morgan Le Fay.
fair. Okay.
The keeper will stand at this point and he will raise a hand, and as he does so, a silver goblet appears in it that's surrounded by crimson stones. And he will say, as he does so, as he raises a cup, he will say, "My friends, I would ask you all to stand and drink a toast with me."
Another check and stand.
Yep. Up to the feet.
Do people
We'll
stand
stand
to
up.
take a toast?
Mm-hmm.
There's even me.
Yeah.
Right there. Fuck yes.
If I can, I will. We'll both stand.
You are let out of the headlock in
Yes, me
order
and
to
Tina
stand.
look together.
Marcus, you have made the ultimate frenemy. Every year that passes, the world changes, and yet we are remembered. Many names, many places, many things forgotten. However, soon it is that our King will return to us. Soon it is that once again we will live among men and see the world as it is, with each new sunset and each new dawn. I pray for that time, when it is, we can be as men once more. When I ascended, I knew that I could not leave you behind, and so I returned. That is my nature, and that is my fate. For the love I bear each of you, my brothers, was enough to call me back and call me home. He will raise his cup, and he will simply say, "To brotherhood." Actually, no, he won't say brotherhood, he will say, "To comradeship." Let's make that nice and gender neutral.
He will lift the glass and raise it, head it, and motion the glass in his direction to cheers.
To Manchester United.
I have no idea what that is.
God damn it.
This is why we can't have nice things. I'm just putting it out there.
Looks over and Owen. I'm an Arsenal fan myself.
You're a fucking die boy.
Don't encourage him.
By the way, guys, I will point out, you guys, this is actually going to be worth for every one of you here, because you did not know this. This is incredibly old, incredibly weird lore. Every single one of you will be able to gain an additional dot of mage lore right now, because
Hooray.
you've learned something. Can you people pinpoint what you? Can you guys pinpoint what you've learned?
Do we not get the dot if we answer wrong?
No, you do, because you mightn't have known it was as important as it was. You can come back from Ascension.
Yep, you did say that when I came back from my ascension.
Yep.
You can go
Yep.
back.
Yeah. You can descend.
Lottie will kind of open her eyes. Oh.
I see.
Some of you have heard a nearly mythical phrase, a phrase that is uttered in the halls of the mighty, a phrase that is almost a myth in and of themselves, and that phrase is simply oracle.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Well, to be fair, Anthony Brown Baxter would be the one that would know the most, as the only known oracle in modern times that people know of is Dante.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Were you home?
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, Dante is Dante is the only known oracle at this point in canon. Marcus, if you'd like to just give a brief hedge note on what a character would know about him.
He was a virtual adept since there were virtual adepts back in the late 90s and stuff, and he was at the forefront of the Ascension War, and he rebuilt the digital web 2.0 pretty much by himself.
Yep. That is a nice abbreviated version of that because he's got a whole crap load of canon. But he was saying, but you guys now, it. When I say oracles are rare, I mean they're mythically rare. So that is now something you know, and that is why it is worth an extra dot of mage lore. Delicious, delicious mage lore.
Delicious mage lore.
And to answer the question, no, if you tell other people that, they will not immediately gain a dot of mage lore. It's also because you were here to learn it.
Lottie's immediately going to go to the library and look shit up.
So, thank you for joining us on this night when the world dies and is born anew. So it is we will drink to the death and then drink again to the new life.
Drinking to death until life. This is something I can get into. He will nod his head.
To the future, may we have it.
He will reach into his satchel because Collins carries a merce. I was a rude guest. Please forgive me. And he will place one of the healing charms that he has created on the table in front of the host. A gift for the host, and if you ever have time or means to connect, I have plenty of stories about things that have happened in lands far away that I'd love to share.
Unfortunately, this is the only night that I am allotted. After this night, I must return. Alhaya requires its keeper, and I may only leave under very specific circumstances.
Then, where could I leave messages that will get to you?
You will point to Morgan.
Morgan is caught mid stink eye at fucking Owen. Like, I heard that shit. Kind of blinks. Wait.
I have stories and gifts for our lovely host. And the time that he has runs thin. I would like to be able to repay his kindness in the same manner that he has paid us. For that is proper.
Sure enough. Yeah, I can carry messages, books, whatever you like.
We have all eaten and drank our fill. He will stand up and he will walk around the table. He extends his hand to Morgan and he will say, "Will you dance with me?"
Not my preferred battlefield, but I'll try. Yeah, she'll take the hand.
Many of the others will rise up and, for example, Galahad will ask Lottie to dance with him.
Lottie would totally dance.
We already have Torna doing what I will refer to as the sneaky snake a la mode.
She's literally coiling around him like a fucking python.
Oh goodness! It approaches.
That's gonna end in weird, sexy places later. Another one.
It's solstice. If it doesn't end in sex, it's weird.
You're not wrong. Another one of them will walk up and he will bow to Jinx very deeply, and he will extend his hand and say, "My apologies, my lady. My name is Bedivere. I must admit that you are rather lovely, and I was wondering if you would care to dance."
She'll raise an eyebrow and realize that her raising an eyebrow is hella rude, and she'll smile. And she'll say sure.
All right. You will all proceed to dance on the dance floor. You will dance amid the lights and amid the sounds and amid the ambiance. Okay. Many of the changelings, these weird beings of light and shadow, will walk to the others, those of you who've not been asked to dance. They'll offer you to dance. So I'm going to flick down the row of people. Kevin, will you accept a dance from a fae?
Sure.
Why not?
It's always a good idea. Do it.
Collins, will you accept a dance from a fae?
Only if they can futterwacken.
They can futterwacken with the best of them.
Then we shall futterwacken.
Excellent. Glassfall, will you dance with the fae?
Sure, I'm all up to party.
Wonderful. Marcus, will you dance?
No. Not until we negotiate.
Oh, what do you want?
So what's on the table then?
Huh?
He asked him, he goes, so what's on the table then?
What do you mean?
If she asked him to dance, he goes,
Is he propositioning the fae?
no, he's asking what does this entail? Like, what do I owe you for this dance?
She will say, I don't want anything. I just want to dance.
So I don't owe you nothing, and you don't owe me nothing. It's just a dance thing.
Exactly.
Nothing wiggly wonky. I'm not promising my soul or my firstborn to one of you lot, is it?
I don't want them. I just want a partner to dance. You are dressed in such an interestingly elaborate way for a jester.
Oh boy.
I've heard that before. From Ponce's.
Lord, he gonna get slapped by a fae.
Your particular rival gives you the finger as he dances with the fae. No, he gives you the two fingers because that is a very old symbol.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I give it back. And I will dirty dance for the fae, no problem.
All right. Hi guys. As you dance around the dance floor, well done. You will all gain a permanent 2 dots in performance dance.
Yes.
Get it down.
White boy can dance.
I am
You have
now
that, white boy?
That's awkward. That's really awkward. This was a dumb stat. This is really
I'll take
awkward.
All right. Because it's actually getting late, I'm going to call the scene here. Okay, I have to ask, who wants to have sex with who?
You know what's happening.
I'm fine.
Jeff
thank you.
Galahad.
Callie's not.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's happening.
Oh no, it's actually Morgan. Are you going to do what I think you're going to do?
I mean, if that's the way it goes, she knows what fucking solstice is.
That is okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan is going to bang Merlin. What could possibly go wrong?
Yes! Oh my god! High five, you go, girl.
I mean, he's a lot prettier without the cloak on. I'm just saying.
He is. He's appearance 5 with the appearance spec commanding.
Yeah.
All right.
Commanding.
So-
I like that.
Collins is prey for any and all.
Excellent. Oh dear. You and Percival might have some interesting conversations later about crossing swords.
Percival is cute too. Percival is cute too.
Yeah.
He is, you know. All
One
right.
question.
so-
That's
One
fine.
solid question. Is
Okay.
there a Lancelot?
Do you ask that question?
No,
Callie
I'm
definitely.
looking. I'm just
Ca-
looking.
Yes. Ruin the dance.
Callie asked, "Where is that two-timing bitch Lancelot?" She's dancing along, looking
At
around.
least you phrased it right.
We don't know. He and Lady Guinevere left, and we never saw them again.
Oh, I wouldn't. Did she just keep, does the stub nose like, satisfied.
If you'd phrased that in a different way, it would have gone tragically wrong.
I know, but
Two-timing bitch is the best way to call Lancelot.
All right, with that in mind, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin where I finally got to do verbena things that I've been trying to do since the game began. Yay! Thank you for playing. Happy solstice.